My name is Miguel Ribeiro, we are the MAGniPHI team, and I'm here to present you Lies to Heal. Today, antibiotic resistance is a worldwide problem, as proven by news such as antibiotic-resistant superbugs alarm healthcare industry. All these news were taken from last week. How does this happen? For bacterial infections, people take antibiotics, which are effective, but as all living organisms, bacteria evolve. When they evolve, they create resistances, and the way the pharmaceutical industry had to deal with this problem was to create new antibiotics. This created a vicious cycle that led to the problem of antibiotic resistances. We have a completely new approach to kill bacteria. Nature has natural bacterial predators that they kill bacteria. We have been working with bacteriophages, these bacterial predators, for many years, and we were able to isolate the protein that is responsible for the bacteria killing. It's called endolysin. In this drawing, we have a red phage infecting a blue bacteria and multiplying inside the bacteria. In the last process of this, in the last mechanism of this mechanism, we see the endolysin being produced, which is responsible for literally creating a hole in the cell wall. As I said, we have a completely new way of approaching this problem. While antibiotics work on channels and receptors on the cell wall of the bacteria, where they perpetrate their action, if the bacteria evolves and that channel moves, the antibiotic is no longer able to perform its activity. And we say the bacteria is resistant to the antibiotic. Our endolysin, alongside with our proprietary method, is able to create holes in the cell wall of the bacteria and kill it. The cell wall of the bacteria is not able to be changed by the bacteria. Our endolysin and our proprietary technology work so fast that when tested in the lab against antibiotic-resistant bacteria, in just a few minutes it's able to decrease the very high concentration of that bacteria, as proven in the red tube because the tube gets very clear, and the cells are accumulated in the bottom of the tube. This proves the efficacy of the endolysin and proves its killing activity. Our first application will be in chronic wounds. Chronic wounds are wounds that do not heal in a predictable amount of time and that are normally fostered with bacteria. Also, chronic wounds are a burden for almost 2% of the population in developed countries and are responsible for 3 million hospitalizations per year, where very important bacteria and dangerous bacteria have been identified and isolated, like the MRSA and Pseudomonas, which are already resistant to several types of antibiotics. Also, we know chronic wounds are a big deal because 1 in every 50 Americans will suffer from a chronic wound during their life expectancy. I present you Lies to Heal, a unique, efficient, and antimicrobial gel. Lies to Heal is a gel with endolysins that is biologic and non-toxic. It kills antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and it's effective against bacteria that are in the chronic wounds. The total wound care market amounts to 17 billion. In the first stage of our market approach, we will be able to target a segment called the antimicrobial compounds, which represents 10% of the total market, 1.7 billion. In a second stage of our market approach, we'll also be able to target a subsegment of the dressing segment. When compared to competitors, Lies to Heal is non-toxic and is able to target but does not cause antibiotic resistances like other competitors. The minimum time to heal a chronic wound is 10 weeks, and we estimated the total cost of the treatment to be 175 euros. MAGniPHI is a pure R&D company. Normally, these companies perform R&D and license their technologies to bigger pharmaceutical companies who already have the marketing expertise and the production capacity of bringing products to the market based on those technologies. We have a pipeline of technologies, and also this technology is able to perform other activities, not just to kill this type of bacteria, it's able to work on the food industry, veterinary industry, and so on, and as a sanitizer. MAGniPHI has been working in this research project for more than 10 years. We already have invested more than $1 million in this. The next steps are the preclinical trials and the phase 1 clinical trials, for which we need 16.8 million investment. After which we will license to pharmaceutical companies anywhere in the beginning of the phase 2 clinical trials. Anticipated sales for the pharmaceutical companies were projected and are here shown in this graph, and this supports our licensing and will provide MAGniPHI with revenues of 157 million by 2020. MAGniPHI team is composed by Ana, Carla, Hugo, and Sana as the research body, Poon and myself as MBA students, Rui Pinto and Antonio Miranda as executive support. As a wrap-up, we have a platform technology which approaches bacterial infections in a completely different and novel way. During the 7 minutes of this presentation, we are able to decrease a high concentration of a Pseudomonas, antibiotic-resistant Pseudomonas, which is a bacteria, from 100 million cells to just 100 cells. See you by the poster, and thank you.